Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. Appreciate you tuning in today to watch the show. Please do me a huge favor and like the videos, share the videos with as many people as you possibly can so we can keep getting the word out on these important topics, economic issues, geopolitical issues. And also, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and possibly get others to subscribe, friends, family members. We can continue to keep waking people up. Okay, that's the goal here. So thanks again for tuning in. The article I want to share with you today, stock markets are closed today. The metals markets closed early. Not a lot of news coming out today, but I saw a very, very important article that came out of USA Today. Came out of USA Today. And it talks about the soaring food inflation costs in this country. And I thought it did a real excellent approach to breaking it down and talking about states that are experiencing the highest food cost increases. And then it talks about the same with on a citywide basis across the country. Not every city, but the 10 cities that are experiencing the greatest amount of food price inflation. So look, this is something that we can all relate to. We all have to go to the grocery store, and we all have to purchase food and put food on the table for our families. I know many across this country, I hear your comments, are struggling just to make ends meet and just to be able to acquire these daily necessities and food items for their families. So I understand that everyone's coming from a different perspective, but we all experience and we're all experiencing the pain that's being felt at the grocery store when you go in to buy what you could have bought, for just a couple, 2-3 years ago, is now in some instances double or more than that in price. So again, I welcome your comments and your input in the comments section below. So we can continue to, build the community, share ideas with one another, let us know what's going on in your areas with this, okay? But I have a feeling that I'm going to get consistent input and comments, input from people that they're experiencing pain at the supermarkets. Let me jump into this story. It says, rising food prices have slowed down compared to the previous few years, but Americans are still feeling the pain of high food prices. Between July of 2023 and July of 2024, it says food prices rose 2.2%. It says that's down from 4.9% the previous 12-month period, according to new data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So again, folks, we have to take that data with a grain of salt, right? It is coming from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And of course, they don't really want this data to reflect probably the real increase in food prices, okay? So I'm gonna recite what the article says. And again, that's why we all need to be giving input, comments in terms of what we're experiencing, in our local areas. It says, but even with cooling food inflation, grocery prices are up almost 25% compared to 2019, according to the Bureau. Again, I've seen prices on things double and sometimes go more than that. So I know what they're saying, the average is 25% across the board since 2019. I bet that number is much higher than that. It says heightened prices are eroding consumers' living standards. Of course they are. When you have to spend more putting food on the table for your family, that's less available resources you have to fix your car, to get that dental work completed, to save, to pay down other forms of debt. This is according to Joanne Su, director of the University of Michigan Survey of Consumers, told USA Today in June. Again, she says heightened prices are eroding consumers' living standards. I would agree with that. A lot of consumers, they'll tell us that things are painful, especially because of continued high prices, she said. I think that is understandable. There are a lot of things that remain quite expensive for consumers and are a higher proportion of their monthly budgets than they were before. Well, that's true, but also you don't have wages keeping up with the increase in prices, okay? So you don't even have that constant. You have prices increasing and wages are flat or in some instances are actually decreasing. It says changing prices of common grocery store items provides insight into how food inflation has changed in different states and metro areas. The article goes on to say, Data Assembly, a website that provides up-to-date data on different brands, tracked how grocery prices have changed across the U.S. in the previous 12 months. Data Assembly's Grocery Price Index measures weekly changes in grocery prices using data from over 150,000 stores and over 200 retail banners. The company tracked price changes for the following food categories: snacks, baked goods, beverages, baby food, baby formula, cereal, cookies, crackers, meal solutions, and then one category is grains/beans/pasta, baking, seasonings, sauces, candy, fruits, vegetables, condiments, dressings, and pet food. I don't see meat in here. I don't see eggs in here. I don't see some of the things that, and dairy, some of the things that we know have gone up substantially. So again, if they're only tracking these things, that's where they can potentially be, not potentially, I'm sure they are, messing with these numbers, okay? The state of Vermont experienced the largest increase in grocery prices. This is followed by Hawaii and Oklahoma, according to the Grocery Price Index. Population density, it says, can influence pricing strategy. Prices are likely to differ in urban areas compared with rural areas due to issues related to the supply chains and levels of demand. Consumer Affairs reported. Nationwide, average grocery prices, it says, in these categories increased, it says, less than 2% year over year. Again, I read you the list. Give your comment below. What am I not seeing that was excluded from that list? Okay, what did I miss? Meat's not in here. Dairy's not in here. Eggs is not in here. What else am I? Did they maybe conveniently happen to leave out of that assessment? Okay. Here's the states with the largest grocery price increases. It lists 10 states. Over the past 12 months, grocery prices have increased the most in the following states. Number one, I shared it a few minutes ago, Vermont. It says, the Bureau of Statistics had a 3.1% increase year over year. Hawaii, 2.6% increase. Oklahoma, 2.1%. New Mexico, 2.1%. Alabama, 2.1%. North Dakota, 2%. Pennsylvania, 2%. Maine, 1.9%. New Hampshire, it says, 1.9%. And lastly, Delaware, 1.9%. And then it breaks down which cities experienced the largest grocery price increases. Again, they list the top 10. So now we're covering cities. We just listed the states. Cities: Oahu, Hawaii, 2.7% increase year over year. San Antonio, Texas, 2.2%. West Texas, 2.1%. Oklahoma City, 2.1%. Greenville, South Carolina, 2.1%. New Orleans, Louisiana, 2.1%. Birmingham, Alabama, 2.1%. Syracuse, New York, 2%. Miami, Florida, 1.9%. And Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 1.9%. It's interesting. I don't see any, other than Hawaii, I don't see very, very few West Coast states listed here. I see a lot of East Coast, a lot of southern states, and some in the Northeast as well. So what are you guys seeing in your area relative to food prices? Have they come down a little bit like the article is suggesting, or are you seeing either constant, or are you seeing an increase in your area? Obviously, let us know if you guys are rural or if you're more metro, big city location. So I thought that was an important article to share. Where does it go from here? Where does it stop? We know that the Fed's coming out now saying, well, inflation's under control, so we can start cutting rates again. So when they start cutting rates, it's probably going to happen starting in September, whether it's a quarter point, half point, whatever it is, there's going to be a rush to between now and the end of the year to cut these rates, in my opinion. Okay, but what is that going to do? That is going to create more inflation in these kinds of categories. Okay, so I don't see this ending anytime soon. From a layperson's perspective, it's only going to keep getting worse. All right, I'll leave it there today. I'm going to get my workout in about an hour and a half. I've been remiss touching on the health and fitness aspect of of what I've been saying for 10 months on this channel. Please don't forget that stuff, guys. Get the steps in, get that fitness in, the strength training, watch the calories, and the diet. We've got to stay healthier, okay? So thank you again, each and every one of you, for watching the show today. I'll leave it there about 10 minutes. Have a great rest of your day today, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.